Oh, that was fucking gross. I'm sorry, guys.
Groovy, baby.
Oh my.
Huh?
Toast.
We're over here tapping in with KWJT, Puget Sound from space. I'm over here with Corey. You're tapping in with Tavares and sliding with Solana. What's going on, everybody? Blessed Saturday. KWJT style. We're over here back at it again with another motherfucking groovy podcast. We got episode 40 for your motherfucking ass. Yeah, welcome you guys. Obviously, you can tell I'm having a great time already. I'm over here. The energy is right. The day is bright. You feel me? And we're relaxing. So, welcome. Without further ado, let me introduce today's guest on the podcast. We got Auntie Jewels in the motherfucking building.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, and don't be afraid to, yell at that thing right there. Just you feel me?
I want to make sure I'm loud enough too, because I talk loud already, so.
Perfect.
You
Sound great.
Oh,
Louder the
period.
better, yeah.
Bro, put me in the stew.
You heard her. You know what it is already. All right. Well, we just want to thank you, first of all, for coming through, popping up on us at the Groovy Abode. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. Before I start the episode today, I just want to thank a few people. Shout out to this past month. Everybody's been showing us tremendous amount of love, and we truly appreciate it every week. So thank you. It's you guys at home that truly gets this going. So also, shout out to the finest weed in the city, Tranquil Forest. If you haven't had it already by episode 40, you're fucking playing yourself. So tap in. We be smoking the finest on the finest podcast in the Pacific Northwest. Groovy.
I feel
Squared
it.
up like the whole crowd. You're fucking playing yourself.
Don't let me catch you. I see you on the street, no TQ. It's bad. All right. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. This is the summer Tavares. The sun's out. I feel okay.
Sun's out,
I
you
just
feel
gotta
me?
check the temperature.
This is vibing. Thank you, brother.
But welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Absolutely.
so happy to be here. I'm so nervous. I'm kind of shy, but not really. So I don't know.
I feel like
It's perfectly fine. We understand that this is like a new space for a lot of people. We've kind of had to realize that with all our guests and like just being in the space and like truly getting to know someone, especially when there's cameras around. It's a lot different from like us having a simple conversation.
Yeah, like the lights and everything too.
Right.
Like I fuck with the feng shui though. Like it's really homey. So,
Yeah.
literally, but like
Shout out to Solana. Shout out to Corey. They really put it together.
wanted to create a vibe that you were comfortable in just expressing who you are and just like talking your shit.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, like, what part of Washington are you from? Where'd you grow up?
So I have resided like in South Seattle, like Renton, but I grew up going to school in the Central District in Cap Hill my whole life.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was like a CD baby growing up. I went to TT Minor, and then I went to Stevens, and then I went to like a school, not too many people know about it, but it's called Tops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to Tops from like 3rd grade to 8th grade, and then I actually went to Garfield.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a bulldog in the building. You know, talk to him. That's really exciting. We got another Central District creative up in the building.
Yeah.
We love to show love everywhere we go, so we appreciate you coming through.
Do you, I just want to ask before we move on, do you think that growing up, like living in the South End, but going to school in the CD or in the Cap Hill area kind of like made you, how do you think that affected you?
I feel like, so I grew up like doing all my activities in the South End. So like I did Little League, I did Little League cheer and stuff. Like I was a Rainier Raven, and like the SeaTac Sharks, like around like that whole South region. It was nice, but I was kind of lonely at the same time because all my friends were like over here.
Yeah.
So if I was like going to do something that weekend, it was a whole weekend thing. My mom and dad are like, you got one right there. Like, I'd have to stay at somebody's house for the weekend and stuff. But I think being like in the city definitely helped me a lot, like connection wise and stuff like that, and resource wise, because like, you know, the new resources always hit like in the heart of Seattle before like, they touch other places. So like a lot of programs and everything like I was involved in and stuff. So it was nice. I think when I went to Tops, I had like a big culture shock because it was like an all white school.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay, too. But, like, Garfield, another culture shock again, because it was getting gentrified, like, my freshman year, because I'm class of 2016.
Yeah.
So, like, 2012, like, I was going in. Because it was getting gentrified, like, black population was going down, but it was still more black people in a school than I was used to.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, okay, I had to adjust to Tops. Had to adjust to Garfield. And then, like, I went to Seattle Central, which is just, like, a melting pot of everything.
Yeah.
So I think it was nice to have, like, touches with, like, different cultures and, like, groups and dynamics of people because I'm a social butterfly. I can talk to, like, anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it was nice.
Yeah.
And it was cool besides being confused, like, for the most part, because everybody went to Washington.
Yeah.
And, like, Washington are, like, Mercer, and they were all, like, Garfield. So I was the one girl, they were like, how come we haven't seen you before? I was like, I went to Tops. They were like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, okay, never mind. Like, you're like, Tops, like, little toys? I was like, no. It's cool.
It's a school.
It's here.
Yeah, I was like, it was a really good school, you know? Like, we did art and stuff like that. And they're like, okay.
I know exactly how you feel because we went to South Shore Middle School, and then I ended up going to Nova.
Oh, so you were like,
yeah, so
you feel me?
Yeah, so I understand that like that culture shift of just like being mostly in the South End and just adhering to just the South End and just like being in the CD and especially being in the Hill, which is a totally different like aspect of the CD, and like having majority white school is like it's kind of like a world shock, but I feel like it changed my perspective of the world. You know,
definitely.
It let me know like what was actually going on besides what was in my neighborhood. So
yeah,
it was a really dope, but like weird experience.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, but I know like South Shore is a really good school.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of friends like who went there. Like that was my tie to the South End a little bit. Yeah, because like they all played for the Rainier Ravens, so like we all were around each other like after school and stuff like that. So I think that's like kind of what kept me like locked in there and like just like basketball world and stuff like that too. So
oh, fire! Are you a hooper?
No, absolutely not. Bro, I can't do a jump shot to save my life. You know, like sometimes people can go to parks and like really just hit it for the one time. My shit's catching no air. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I'll literally be like, I'll put hella effort into it. Like my body will like hit a little V in air like that, and it'll literally go like this. This is the hoop. Like, or I'll go straight over. I tried to hoop in middle school, but
didn't work out. Yeah,
bro, I was airballing, but like everybody fucking me, so they were like, "You're filthy." I was like,
"Oh my gosh!" I did the same thing at South Shore. I lasted on day 2 of tryouts. I could not run anymore. I said, Corey, I'm good off the basketball.
Bro, like I did volleyball though, but I was really into volleyball. Like I was the girl who was doing club team, summer league, like
fire.
High school and everything, like swinging and stuff like that.
You got a good serve?
I mean, it's cool. You know, my little overhand, like it's gonna hit.
Okay, it's a little something. You
get it was straight net or under.
Yeah, that 25th point. You got it.
That was me, bro. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Ace. The little stump. That was me. I was proud of it too.
Giving that a round of applause.
I wanted to take it into a different direction. I kind of wanted to ask you the importance of women being able to thrive in Seattle's creative space. I truly, you know, just being a man and like, you know, diving into this creative space and understanding how it's working. I really see some of the dopest women in the city going crazy, but not having that platform, Solana, and community support that they should be having. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on how you feel about that.
I feel like from personal experiences, like also like being a woman and also being a black woman, like in a city where, you know, the black population is really small and like the black woman population is even smaller. I think it's just like a reflection of a lot of things in the world that people don't really understand. Like they don't see the big picture of it. Yeah. And like, you know, I'm a firm believer, like, black women are, like, one of the most disrespected populations worldwide. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, what we have to go through, like, the effort that we have to put in, the things that we're overqualified for that, like, we don't get attention for, like, we could literally burn out doing stuff, and it just is, like, not acknowledged at all. Yeah. I feel like in the creative scene with, like, women, I don't know. Like, I can't say, like, for all women, but I think there's a lot of, like, just the, like, sexualization culture that we have here with girls. It's kind of like, you know, you're around for this, you're around for that, or, like, you have to be like this, you have to be like that. And girls from the Pacific Northwest are very different than girls from, like, other places, like, down south and east and stuff like that. Even Cali culture, like, with women is completely different than here. Yeah. And I think that, like, we kind of have that, like, spiritual, like, earthy element to a lot of the girls here, and people aren't really used to that. So I kind of think that's, like, what gets us overlooked so much, but...
Or called weird or something.
Yeah, like, labeled as, like, weird. People are like, oh, you guys are so interesting. Like, that's a word I hear so much. They're like, you're so interesting. And I'm like, what the...
And that's not necessarily a compliment.
Yeah, I was like, it's ass backwards. I kind of want to feel what you're saying, but I can't, like, get a grip on it. Yeah. So. But there's, like, so many amazing, like, artists here who are women who are doing big things. Like, and I know a lot of them behind the scenes, too. So it's, like, I'm seeing girls who are, like, managing their business, like, going to school, working, like, with their own places, like, their own cars. Like, they're on top of their shit. Yeah. But that, like, male dominance, like, when it comes to, like, the creative world and everything, and, like, the industry culture and stuff like that just gets them, like, overshadowed so much for, like, what they have to offer. Yeah. So it's big.
Big round of applause, honestly.
I love when you both read my mind. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
The commentary I have, like, behind that is, I feel like, even to be completely honest, we kind of felt like we were attributing to the overshadowing.
Yeah.
Really?
Because when we first entered the industry or entered this space, all our peers, you know, we have friends who are a part of the industry. We have friends who are involved.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, coincidentally, not even coincidentally, maybe we weren't even thinking of it. It was an afterthought, like you said. But we didn't have really much women representation in the platform. And we've been game planning and really trying to figure out how we were able to do this in a safe manner, in the way that we're actually uplifting and not blocking that sense of communication with the viewers at home. So once again, thank you so much for pulling up.
Very, very much so.
This is like the unofficial banter, but we're trying to go on a run where we support women on the platform and get more women voices out there. So if you're at home and you know some dope people that want to tap in with us,
come talk your shit. Yeah,
I, like, appreciate that too, because that's just like a big step to take. Yeah, because a lot of people have this mindset of, like, well, girls just work like this, guys just work like this. Yeah. Like, it's black and white, you know, when in reality, shit's gray, red, green, blue, purple. Exactly. And, like, integrating spaces and stuff like that is something new still, to be honest with you. Like, if you think about it, not that long ago, like, you know, even with, like, race and stuff like that, like, black-only bathrooms, white-only bathrooms, water fountains, and, like, a lot of stuff that's going on, like, in gender and everything, you know, like, now that people have the platform to actually speak upon their experiences, it's creating the spaces for people to do that. Yeah. And I think that's, like, just something big, you know, like, And that's why, like, I try to really steer my brand, like, in a direction where it's like, okay, yeah, appearance-wise, it's for the girls, you know? But, like, if you're for the girls, like, you're a part of this brand, too.
Yeah.
So, like, it's nothing to trip about. Like, hop on, so.
That's fire.
That's awesome, yeah.
And I think there's nothing wrong with labeling it. It's female-dominated. I feel like we live in a society where, like, especially men take like, oh, it's just for girls, so it's like it can't be appreciated in the same way.
We gotta stop excusing ourselves, honestly.
Yeah.
Like stop being apologizing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like do what we need to do and
Like
do it proudly. Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, I drank last night. Bro, I was 2.5 bucket drinks deep at the Rock. I was like, fuck.
Dang, what the heck? I drank last night too, man.
Oh my goodness.
I think I was like so nervous for today's interview that like Tavares is my dream. I know this sounds I know this sounds fucking wild. But like, you know, I had a little pop bar and I was hitting and shit. He was like, I got one too. And I looked up and it was Hennessy flavored. And I was like, bro, I put that on cornbread. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was a Henny flavored fucking like,
oh my gosh.
puff bar, and I hit it, and I immediately just remember gagging, and everybody in the room was like freaking out, and like fanning me, and I was like, like, sorry, it was so random. Like, clearly my conscience was just flowing last night.
That's funny.
And I was a little lit, so who knows what else I seen, but
man, this space can definitely be nerve wracking, even for us. I would say
Very much so. Yeah.
Like
we're not. I feel like we don't got it down to a science, and like just as Tavares said in the beginning, just getting to know new personalities and just knowing how we open up this platform and how we just expand it in other ways is like it's very nerve wracking because it's for the community and it's supposed to be used as like a way to uplift people. So it gets nerve wracking because there's a lot of weight in that, especially when it's a bunch of dudes. We're just kicking it, you know. He's literally my best friend, so it's just so it's easy to like, you know, get lost in like how important it is sometimes.
Yeah, and like honestly, with creative like endeavors, people don't understand like you can plan as much as you want to, but you don't know until you hit the ground running.
Exactly.
And I put that on everything. Like I have done business plans before. Like I have typed shit up. Like I've had things to a T. Comes the day of like everything I plan together and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm like, what is going on? That's why like you really just have to like, you know, you just have to do it.
You gotta jump off the cliff.
No, literally, like you know how niggas be like, jump off the porch, bro. Literally, I'm somersaulting. Like, I swear. Yeah, but you just have to hit the ground running. Like that's my best advice to anybody.
Yeah.
Like my friends were like, I think I want to do this, and then like I'll have this and that and that. I'm like, but you may not need that, and you don't know that until
you just
try
start.
it out.
Yeah.
Nothing's promised either.
No, literally.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about your Toe Jam pop-up last year. What was that experience like for you?
So, let's see. I did 2 pop-ups. The first one, which one was that? It was like in the middle of the summer, I think. I had one of the homegirls with me, and shout out to Killer Blink. She does like tea gyms.
Yeah.
So we were partnered at like a table together. It was cool. I was kind of just going in there because like I was just happy to be there. Like I was fucking with Toe Jam tough, you know. So I was like, I'm just glad to be here. Like I guess I'll just bring whatever's left over, like and whatnot. But I ended up selling like a good amount of stuff. It was cool. I think it kind of pinpointed my demographic for my brand. Because I was paying attention to like a lot of the people who were talking to me, and it was like younger girls, like in their like late teens, early 20s. And I was like, okay, like, you know, this is a good little experience. And like also getting in like the routine of setup for like pop-ups and stuff like that. Because you can't just go into like a space and just throw your shit up on the rack. And like I had my shit on the table, no tablecloth, and I was like, ignore the tan, it don't match the color scheme. Sorry guys, like whoops. The second time, like, I brought a clothing rack, and, like, I tried to do, like, a little bit more with it. Yeah. But I think it was a perspective shift, like, with my demographic, for one, and for two, like, there were people, like, there who had pop-ups that were fucking filthy. Yeah. Like, just amazing. And I was like, this is some shit I could do. Like, creative spaces, like, feed into what your brand is, you know? And, like, even, like, here, like, you guys, like, I've watched your interviews, like, where things are slowly transforming, like, more skateboards on the wall, like, a little single couch and stuff like that. Like, you start to get a feel for, like, what you need around your brand.
Yeah.
So I was glad that, like, I did that. And, like, the people who, like, were hosting Toe Jam, they were hella cool. Like, Taylor would be coming through with stuff. Like, I had donated stuff for, like, one of their, like, things last year for, like, the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
He was, like, super cool about stuff, so.
That's amazing. Tell you what.
Dance with me, viewers.
Uh-oh.
You feel me? I wanted to figure out where you got your motivation for your brand. How did it become a thing? When did you first start thinking about it?
Wow. So it's kind of funny. Like, I was always into clothing growing up, like, because my dad is like a materialistic, like, junkie. Like, this man is like on point. Like, we would wait in line for like sneaker releases together type shit. Like, I remember waiting in line for the Concords with this man at 3 a.m. and at South Center, and there's Mace
That was a
flying,
school
and
night.
people are, yeah. No, it was a school night. It was about to be Christmas break, but it wasn't yet. And my mom's waking up like, where the hell is everybody? And we're like coming home with hella shoes and shit. Like, my dad was walking out with extra pairs of Concords. I was like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, don't say shit, bro. And I'm like, I was like, it's cool. Like, he's like, it's one pair per person, but I got the plug. I was like, all right. I was like, at the time, I wasn't really into shoes too much. I was like, I guess I'll get Uggs for Christmas. Got my brothers. But anyways. But, like, he really put me on game to, like, shoes and shit like that. And it's so funny because this man be dripped, and I don't be understanding. But, like, in a grown man way where he's not, like, doing the extra stuff, you know. But he, like, introduced me to, like, clothing. And I think the first, like, semi-streetwear brand that, like, I remember was, like, it's not really streetwear, but, like, Mitchell and Ness was, like, my shit. My dad's from Philly, so, like, the Philly Flyers and stuff, like, he got me, like, their T-shirts and everything. Like, he always had us, like, in the good sportswear. And I was like, damn, this shit goes dumb. And I was like, what the fuck is Mitchell and Ness? Like, I used to look at, like, the East Bay magazine and stuff like that. Like, when they would come in the mail, like I was going to order something, being on Nike.com to customize it. For some shit that you're not
Nike ID has so many unfinished transactions.
Like, why am I getting some shoes that are this color, that color, with like a gum sole? Like,
with your name on the heel?
Man, I was
my name on the heel.
You know, little text signatures?
Yeah,
fuck with me. I was in there. But, like, I think I just always realized I had a passion for clothing. And then, like, my first year of college, going to, like, Seattle Central, I was like, damn, people here be getting dressed. Like, call them ranch because they be dressing type shit. Like, they were really fitted. So I think kind of seeing that and, like, gaining more confidence in myself, I started, like, fucking around with clothes more. And, like, I kind of just started taking pictures with my friends who had cameras. And then, like, I kind of started styling a little bit for people. I'd be like, let me just put you in this fit and, like, take pictures of you. Like, I've done that, like, with Karina before. Like, I was just really feeling clothes tough. Yeah. And I think I kind of hit a wall where I was like, damn, like, in that mindset of, like, that, you know, what is it, like, industry culture, like, I was like, what do girls get to do, like, in this culture? Like, I genuinely stopped and asked myself that. I was like, you know, like, I've dated a couple artists and stuff like that, and I was like, so is this it? Like, do you just kind of, like, date them and you're just there? Like, and they're just like, oh, that's such and such girl or something like that. And I was like, I'm not fucking with this. And I was talking to somebody one night, and I was like, they're a videographer, and they were like, I was like, I want to do something, but I don't know what. And he was like, just talking out his ass. He was like, cleaning up and shit. He was like, this is what you do. You think of something that you really like. He's like, you throw it together, you just talk to people, and then boom. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, huh? And then I thought about it, and I was like, damn, what do I like? I was like, I like clothes. Yeah. And then that's where, like, I got the idea for, like, Auntie's Jewels, because everybody was calling me, in high school, people used to call me grandma, because they're like, you're so nurturing, like, you're so, like, you're so motherly, like, that kind of thing. So it kind of translated to, like, Auntie at some point. So I was, like, already Auntie Jewel on Instagram. Yeah. And I was like, is it weird to have a brand, like, based around me? you know? But then I was like, but I feel like I'm for everybody. So that's where, like, it kind of hit Auntie's Jewels. And, like, I had to think of, like, what are things that look like me translated into clothing? And that's where, like, I got my color scheme. Like, I got butterflies because, like, I'm big on butterflies.
Yeah.
Like, I used to work at the butterfly house at the Science Center.
That's cool.
Fire.
Yeah, so I was, like, up in there with the Atlas moths and the owl butterflies and shit. Bro, them motherfuckers are huge. Bro, okay, sorry.
No,
Thinking
go
of
on.
100 things.
My mom loves butterflies, so she'll love this part.
Bro, we get Atlas moths, like, twice a year. And they're like baby bats. These
Yes.
motherfuckers are like this.
We call them the Kush moths, but
Bro, on God, it was like a dude unicorn. Like with wings. I was like, what the fuck is this? And so our job was like to make sure, like, you know, butterflies, like we're leaving people, like when they're on their way out the butterfly house, like we had to catch them with nets and shit.
Oh
like, this is terrible. One of my friends one time, butterflies about to fly out. He literally didn't know what to do. He went.
Ain't nobody leaving. Ain't nobody leaving this exhibit.
And like the doors are air stuck, so like it was pouring him out. Like he wasn't even trying to leave, bro. Like he just literally went like that. But the thing is, it was only me and him who saw it, and like we heard a loud ass thud, and we just went.
Oh my god.
We were like, and like it did one of those things where like it dropped a little, and we were like. And then it like picked up, and we were like, "Bro, what the fuck?" But anyway, so the Atlas moths are there. Bro, there's enough things to send people to hell, and that's one of them. But like the Atlas moths are there like once a year, and so they're really big and freaky. Like I'm not even gonna hold you; they don't have mouths. So they only live for 4 days and they die. Damn. But they have sex like crazy, I guess.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You got 4 days to live.
Bro, and the thing is, I guess it's like the female ones that go after the dudes. Like, yeah, it's like we had to have them in their own net. Because if they were free roam, they would have been. They would have been walking up to dudes like, you know, not even like waiting for them to
Yeah.
What's up, little dude?
No,
How you doing?
bro, they were like, little bit. Like the feet, like it was terrible. But so I'm like standing there at the exit and everything, and I'm like waiting for like people to come out, and then I hear screaming. And they're nocturnal; they only fly at night, or they're supposed to. Bro, I'm hearing screaming, and it's like. Like people flooding towards the exit.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking up. The biggest one in the butterfly house, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, is cutting corners.
My God.
And everybody was like, what the fuck is that? Like that shit could have caused a tornado. Like it was like it has no mouth, so it's just
Scary.
like you know those memes like the NBA YoungBoy fans,
Yeah.
like literally just flying through the air like at people and they're screaming and shit. I was like, oh my god, like they freaked me out. I left. I was like, bro, I walked out. I kid you not. Like I was like, it's 2 minutes before I'm released from this position. I'm not about to be in here. The other people was in the exit door. I wasn't even watching to make sure the butterflies were staying in. I peaced out like a Girl Scout. It was done. A rap like there's no bread. I was over it. Like, I could not. But they're hella fuzzy, too, so.
Ew.
Everybody, ew.
Texture.
Like a thumb. Imagine, like, your thumb, like, maybe this much, and then wings that, like, can be up to a foot long.
Damn.
And they're native in Washington.
Those are the big. Those might have been the big moths when we used to smoke weed in the shed. That would come out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
that's the Kush moths brother brought up.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah. So we.
I was like, okay.
Nah, you're a better storyteller. Go. Go off.
We would always smoke in brother's shed in the back of his old crib, and every time we smoked, moths would come around. And it'd be like 4 or 5 of them, but they would only pull up when we spark weed. I kid you not. Right now, if we was blowing in the shed, you feel me? They fly over.
The way he moves so swiftly.
You know?
Bro, he the get the lights on him.
Pay no bills trying to hit the weed. It's crazy. But yeah, every time we would smoke, these Kush moths would pull up. They would never pull up any other time. We would just be chilling, watching the movie. No moths.
Literally.
Spark some Kush, moths.
They'd be like, let me meet your weed, nigga. Let me meet your weed, nigga.
And that was in Skyway, so there were Skyway moths.
Oh, see,
And-
Skyway's our neighborhood too, so we got some stories.
Bryn Mawr.
Oh, were you Bryn Mawr?
Nah, yeah.
He was-
Were you Bryn Mawr?
Or no, he didn't go to
I
Bryn
didn't go
Mawr,
there, but I was,
but he lived in Bryn Mawr, the neighborhood,
Okay.
like for how long? 7, 10 years.
5 or 6. I was
5 or
there. Nah, cause
7 years. Like, okay, 6 years probably.
fuck, I don't even know.
A minute.
Third grade to high school.
Third grade to past senior year.
We lived on the 50 stop. You know where the 50 bus stop first left?
The 107.
Oh, the 107.
Oh,
you
the
know,
107.
You know,
off of Avon.
well, you know when the
I don't know if you
Off of which street?
Avon.
Avon. So, like,
51st when you're going
At
up
the
the
top
hill.
of those big ass hills. Like
oh,
yeah.
okay.
I was
By
at-
Rainier View.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly. Okay, yeah.
I was that house on the corner with that like big ass view of downtown.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's our neighborhood. She's Skyway baby, born and raised.
I missed that burger spot that was by the casino.
Basket case.
Basket case. I wasn't never able to tap in.
Oh my
It's crazy
goodness.
because I don't think I ever tapped in either.
Really?
Yeah, I never tapped in.
I was right up the hill.
I heard it was
Smacking.
amazing.
It was the blackest I've ever felt. Going like,
But I love that for you.
yes,
love
it
that
was
for
just
you.
like
That
everybody
feeling
was
is-
outside, and it was just like
Posted up.
Old
Yeah,
Skyway.
Good
Old
it
vibes,
was just good.
like-
Summertime, it was nice.
Aw, that's cute. Cause that like whole parking lot up there too, like the Catfish Express and shit, and like
Oh, that's a lovely parking lot.
yeah.
I love that
we
parking
be there
lot.
for 4th of July.
Car washes.
Y'all gotta slide. If you want to see some shit, they just let people like the shares are like bring your fireworks up here if you're gonna do them in Skyway and just let them off like the whole night.
Yeah.
So they're just cool about it. Like we was up there last year, like people were playing
Warzone.
Man, it was a goddamn war zone, but
Donuts.
like they're doing donuts and fireworks are going off, but we were live. I was like, bro, this is so lit. I love this. Like I backed into the corner of the parking lot. I was like, yeah, we're on bounce out, bro. If we gotta fly off the curb, we gotta do it. Like, but yeah, that's crazy. I love Skyway. It has a special place in my heart. Like growing up, because when I was going to Hobson Stevens, I was on the South End bus. So my bus stop was off of 50th and Banger.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was right there.
50th and Banger
I think.
by the little corner store.
Okay, no, not 50th. It was like further down towards like Renton Avenue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right
On that
on that
side.
corner.
Wow.
Yeah, it was right there. Every morning, like after school and stuff like that, that was my bus stop. And like my grandma's always lived in Skyway. Like
Yeah.
before my parents even got their first house, like that's where we was living. Like Skyway was really just, my little domain and everything. And like I was working up there too. Like I recently just left my job up there. I was a daycare teacher at the like only daycare in Skyway.
Yeah.
So I had all the little black babies and it was great. I got some stories because kids are fucking
Wild.
they're comedy though.
They're
like,
so funny.
there's like these two kids. They're so funny. They're twins, and they were like, I was like, when's your guys' birthday? I'm making like a birthday poster, and they were like, our birthday's in like February, and I was like, oh, you guys are Pisces, and one of them was like, they're sarcastic too. He went, we're Americans, and I was like, excuse me. I was like, great. Like one of the kids was like, Teacher Nia. And I was like, what? And the other kid was like, she not a teacher, she a worker. I was like, but I was like,
Yeah.
You didn't lie.
You ain't lying though.
What you need though?
I was like, you right. I was like, you want more broccoli, bro? Like, are
You about to get more broccoli than this lunch.
No, literally. I was like, we ain't got no more corn dogs. But, we got broccoli.
we got broccoli for you.
He called me a whole worker, and I was like, I was not offended, but like at the same time, I was like, you're too young.
Exactly.
I was like, stay in your place,
You
bro.
don't know this life.
You're loud.
Yeah.
Like, you're loud for what? Like, I was pissed.
So I wanted to congratulate you on starting the I don't want to get it wrong, the Hurt Gurl Hideout. How did that transpire through the pandemic and transitioning that focus?
So there was like a collective, like 4 friends of us,
Yeah.
and like I think we were all coming into like more freedom and like spiritual awakenings like at the same time. So like we all like really connected over like a lot of healing. Like it was a lot of venting and stuff like that, but like we all were creatives. So like Kylie, she does like teach gym. She's amazing at photography. Like she's into all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And then Lisa, she like is Cuisine with Lise on Instagram. She's amazing. She is like a food critic to the core, and she can cook her ass off. And then like me, I was in the streetwear, and then like Karina, she does like body essentials. Like she makes soaps and like oils and like bath salts and stuff like that. So we all kind of had like our own little areas of creativity and stuff. And like I think we literally went out to Toe Jam one day, and like we all were like, fuck it, let's wear my new hoodies that I just made. So like we all pulled up, we were matching, we were feeling it and shit. And like one of us was like something like Hurt Bitch Club, and we were like Hurt Bitch Club, we were like Hurt Girl Club, and like it literally just kind of took a turn from there where we were like, damn, we all really fuck with each other, like we're on this creative shit, like let's do something with it. And like we all kind of assisted a bit in coming into like our identities and like individuals. Yeah. So I think that like that definitely was like the seed for it. Like Hurt Gurl Hideout would not exist without Hurt Girl Club at all. Like that is 100% a fact. Like there's no way around it. There's nothing to say. Like people will see my face, okay, but there's like a whole bunch of other faces that go into this too. Yeah. And like it kind of just like we all just kind of went on like our own paths, like with our creativity and stuff like that. So like we weren't really like around each other anymore and stuff. So it was something I was really passionate about too, and like so many ideas that I had behind it. Yeah. And like I love just like what we had. We're a group of girls, like we are all going through like our own healing processes, like our own like spiritual awakenings and shit like that as they come up. And like we translate it all into like, you know, our creative abilities and everything. Like we were all schoolgirls too, so it just like worked out so perfect. And like to have that community, like that like log right there really just shaped me into like something bigger than like I knew. Yeah. And I didn't realize like how like deep it was like rooted in my heart. So when like everything just like came together, like that group of friends and stuff, like it just pushed me into like the best direction like possible. Like I've had best friends like over the years and stuff like that, but like what I kind of shared with them was so different. Yeah. So it just like planted a seed for Hurt Gurl Hideout, and I was like, damn, everybody should experience this. Like everybody should have like a space where like you could really talk about some ham-ass shit that you did, but there's no judgment. Because everybody does ugly shit. Yeah. Everybody does hurtful shit. Everybody does, like, silly shit, you know? Like, it's just a part of the human experience. And especially, like, with girls of color, we have that pressure upon us to where, like, we can't make mistakes. Like, all girls of color, like, you have to be on top of yourself. Like, you can't be worried about this. You can't be worried about that. Like, if you're not pushing yourself forward, like, you're just a girl who's doing this and that and blase. Yeah. But, like, who wants to carry that all the time? Like, who wants to be inflicting self-judgment and shit like that all the time? Like, everybody does shit. Yeah. And you're just learning as you go. As long as you're just taking different steps each time, like, you're good. So, like, I kind of wanted to present that to everybody, but, like, translate it into, like, clothing and stuff like that, but also have, like, different creatives and, like, black women, like, like be represented like in pictures and everything, because like, you know, they're artists too, like they're learning as like we go. Like the best way I always explain to people is like a 22-year-old can go to like a 30-year-old for advice like between the age of like birth to 30, but they can't ask them about shit when they're 35. And that goes to show that, like, they're still learning, too. Yeah. They can't tell you anything about being 34, 35, 40 yet, because they don't know yet, just as much as, like, we don't know. Yeah. So it's just really, like, a cycle. You know, I'm like, what's this pressure and everything like that? Like, we're all going to be good at the end of the day. We just kind of have to let ham-ass shit flow, like, as it does. I forgot. I'm sorry. Thank you. Water. But, yeah.
I'm going to give the...
Yeah, I was going to say, you two are so inspiring. Thank you.
Let that motherfucking ring. That's that's some game for all the viewers at home.
For everybody.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm so over here distraught and like wow.
You're like,
Wow.
For real.
I can talk a fish out of water.
That is beautiful. I think that is a space that is very much needed within the community. I'm tired of hearing all this men talking. I'm tired of all, besides the one like that are actually valuable to what we're trying to do out here in Washington, and that's uplift each other.
Period.
And that is beautiful to hear.
Yeah, like I feel like everybody should have that. Like, and I've branched into so much like self-work. Like I do therapy. I've done it for like 2 years now. It's like the best decision I made for myself. Like I have older sisters that I can talk to, like God bless, I still have like both my parents and like I have my grandma and everything. Like, you just kind of have to start taking different routes with shit. Like when you notice stuff isn't working and like if your mental's not in check, like nothing around you is going to be in check and nothing's going to feel good, like, and when I say your mental in check, that doesn't mean like feeling great and dandy all the time. It means like recognizing what's wrong, recognizing what you're feeling, what you're going through right now, think about what you can do, sitting with stuff. Like that is your mental being in check. People are like, no, I just want to feel like myself again, this and that. Sometimes you can't go back to that.
Yeah.
Like you're becoming a different person, as you go through things. So like you kind of have to step into that, but like see what needs to be like, shaken off and everything in the process. So.
You get it? It's gotta be emphasized.
This is really cool because now I want to ask about Telfar. Did I say it right?
Telfeezy? Yeah.
Tel-
You said it right, Telfar.
Telfeezy, you heard it here.
Bro.
Please talk about that. Was it something spontaneous? Did it happen all in accord? I want to know.
It was, okay, so the homegirl Talia, she's amazing. She's just like, that's my girl to talk to, like, about something. Because I know she'll really just put some shit into me, like, I need to hear. She does, like, her photos and stuff like that. She's like, I got a new backdrop in. Like, I want to offer you a deal. Like, you and your girls can come through, take pictures just as a promotion for, like, this new backdrop that I have. And I was like, okay. And, like, I think you guys know my friend Ayana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Since youngins.
amazing.
She is amazing.
I love her to death, but I was like, it was her birthday weekend. I was like, bro, you trying to take pictures? And she was like, yeah, fuck it. And I was like, okay, like, Rena, you want to take pictures? Like, I wasn't really thinking too much of it.
Yeah.
I was just excited to look good. I was like, bro, braids is done. Fuck with me. Like, I like to care less. Like, we went in there and I was like, we all should bring our Telfars. And we were like, that's black as fuck. Let's do it. So, like, we brought our Telfars. We had a little Black and Miles and, like, a little tequila and shit. We were in there, like, lit. Like, pictures were just coming out great. Like, it happened so fast, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, when we were there, it was, like, it just happened, like, quick. She was like, this is a good angle. This is a good angle. We were like, cool. And, like, we left and everything. And, like, she sent us the pictures. And I was like, yeah, cute, bro. It was just a great day. It was sunny as hell. I went to Gravity Coffee. Like, I was feeling it, bro. But, yeah, so she sent us, like, all the pictures and stuff. And, like, I found this page, and it's, like, Telfar Archives and, like, people with Telfars. And I was like, oh, I'll tag them. Like, I saw my homegirl do it. I was like, monkey see, monkey do. Yeah. And so I tagged them. I was like, oh, I should probably tag Telfar, too. And I did. And, like, the pictures got a lot of positive reactions, like more than I expected. Yeah. And I remember it was like Sunday. I was knocked out. Like, I'm talking face down in the pillow. Like, I was creased like a cut. Sorry, I be talking. But yeah, I'm like, I'm knocked out. And I put my phone on the bedtime mode because I don't want people fucking with me. And so I unlock it. And the first thing I see is, damn, my bitch on the Telfeezy, like in a text message. And I was like, what? And then, like, the message, it's, like, hella notifications. And, like, the next message is, like, how come you didn't tell me you was on here? And I was like, I didn't even know I was on here. Like, what the fuck, bro? And I, like, swiped to Instagram, and my page is, like, blown the hell up. And I'm like, what's going on? And it was, like, Telfar posted you because they're restocking the orange. I was like, I was pumped. And then what's hella cool about Telfar is I guess anybody they repost, they send them like fucking like coupon to get money off. So like it was in my like messages, and I was like, what is this from them? And they were like, thanks for letting us use your picture. We love it so much. What's your email so we can send you a coupon for a discount? And I was like, for any Telfar items? And like they sent it later, and it's like $50 off or something like that. But it was just cool. Like I was like, damn, this is lit. I was like, that's me. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really dope to just see someone in the town just be celebrated so publicly. It was dope. A lot of my homies. That's how I found it. You were in a lot of my homie stories, and I was just like, oh, and she's from the town. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Just because we don't really get. I'm not saying we don't really get looks like that, but it's dope to see the town celebrate the town, and just like bigger brands celebrate the town, and it always means a lot. So it's really dope that it like. They like reached out and like put you on the page. That's fucking fire.
Yeah, I like definitely agree. Like when it comes to just like anything in Seattle, like I'd be pumped. You know, like I'm not gonna hold you. I get pumped. Like I don't care. I'd be vouching about Seattle like out the ass to people. Like I'm just like I'm an advocate. Like at the end of the day, we have like a different type of culture here. Like people are like, well, we can't really pinpoint it, and I'm like. I kind of feel like we can, but like, okay, like if that's how you feel, like we are a melting pot of cultures from different places. Yeah. Like, which I will say, but like when it comes to just like some nice Seattle shit, like I'm gonna throw that up there. Exactly. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Argue with somebody about that. They were like, "What the fuck is a PNW?" I was like, "Bro, I was like, the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, it's real." And they were like. I could have went my whole life without knowing the name of that. I said, well, honestly, that sounds like a you thing and a geographic, like, I don't know, setback. Yeah. So that's on you. Exactly. Like, I was hot. Like, I was like, damn, I love you. Come on. And he was like, oh, okay, my bad. I was like, yeah.
I had to hard body a couple people like that this past weekend, too.
I saw her story, and you were like, what the fuck is this?
Like, your bag.
Bro, it's just amazing to me because how do you... That's how I know you're not a local. Yeah. For you to say such a statement, you do not know the history of the Pacific Northwest for the past, like, 40 to 50 years. Yeah. That is when culture was being curated. Motherfuckers. Come on. Jimi Hendrix? Quincy Jones? Like, you're talking. Like, bro.
So, I got before you go crazy, I got a question for the room of mostly Seattle natives. I'm a transplant, but I've been here long enough. Now, I got to be honest because I don't got cousins here. That's how you define whether you're from. Yeah. Wow. So it's just me. So like, that's true. Like Seattle is based on, do I know your cousins? Do I know your aunts? Like, where you from? Oh yeah. I know you're, because everybody went to school together with somebody in somebody's family. It don't matter what part of Washington you're from. Somebody know you from some area and they can pinpoint you.
That's a black thing.
Yeah. But what would you guys call Seattle culture as like people in it, born in it, and like define it today? Like, what would you guys call that?
I would say Seattle culture is like, I've thought about this like in the category of like girls for the most part, because like I've heard a lot about like Seattle girls being like that shit in other places. Yeah. Which is like, it's not funny to me, but I guess like people from like other places like fuck with Seattle women tough, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, like it's cool, but I guess it's like grunge. Like we talked about this before, like Seattle girls kind of have it like nailed down to like where we're kind of grunge, like maybe like a dress down kind of thing, but like we pull it off so clean. Yeah. And I guess like Seattle culture to me is very industrial, like in the mix, because like when I think of like Georgetown, like it feels good down there. Yeah. Like the vibes down there are kind of right, because I'm like, this is some Seattle shit. Yeah. Like it's grunge, you know, people are like coffee kind of thing, like that heavy duty like work place. I feel like that's Seattle, but I feel like it makes sense because a lot of people from other states come here because of like heavy duty work and like technology. So I feel like we have that industrial kind of like grunge mix. Like even people who are like from different neighborhoods and hoods and shit like
Yep.
that. Like,
Yeah.
they still have that in them too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like it's not just me seeing that.
Yeah.
God bless y'all.
I feel like there's a certain I define it like Seattle grittiness because there's a certain way we act amongst each other because when we're in each other's spaces a lot, we're lit. If a local sees another local, we lock eye to eye and we're lit. If you're not off that, we're popping. We're all
We're popping.
we're popping.
That transition.
You feel me? We're popping it. We're absolutely popping it. But there's like it's like a form of like tough love to aggression. Like we have to be hard body out here because there's a lot of things that go on within our city itself. You know, huge murder. You know, murder rate per capita. Like things like that. Like crime TV shows, things like that within the media. Like survey us as a gloomy, dark place. So that's only going to influence like how we think of it as locals. Like, I'm gonna be real as hell. Like, we some negative motherfuckers. Like, we out here like, it be raining, nobody be listening to us. So I'm really about to just like be like.
He said it's raining, nobody's listening to us.
Like,
it's like
what
who's
the-
he screaming at?
Like, what the fuck?
You be talking to somebody,
Like-
I swear.
The city's so founded within itself, the people outside of the cities are underserved. And we are the people outside of the city, the inner city, the people who make it fucking cool. Like the people who have the culture, the people who made white people move from their bum ass cities to come over here and raise the rent and kick out our people in low income neighborhoods that they made, that the government made out here, that put us all up in this red line neighborhood. You feel me?
Like that literally is.
Because I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I be
Yeah.
ranting because I'm so passionate about that idea of like Washington culture. I've been trying to figure that out too as I'm sitting here talking with y'all because like truly what it is when we're like on this like native sacred land before all our time, all our people immigrated over here. Washington was like native land, deep Native American territory.
Yeah.
So like our cities and stuff is built on like the massacre shit like that.
Yeah.
And like we all immigrated here as people to get better opportunity and now they underserve us. So it's like
That's how they do. And like that's the thing, like if I could pinpoint it, like I would say Seattle's like it's like it's a wonderland of where you could do whatever the fuck you want to do, for sure, because there's all types of people like accepted here.
Yeah.
You know, like you can be as strange as you want. You can do whatever is like appealing to you. Like there's that grunge culture, and I also feel like it's a spiritual person's realm, just because a lot of the elements like that we have here, like, you know, surrounded by water, like a lot of nature and stuff like that. Like we're very pot friendly, we're very drug friendly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it really is a set your pace like kind of city, which is nice. Whereas like, you know, I have homies who like were living in New York and shit like that, and they're getting up at the crack ass of dawn and they're functioning throughout the day doing 12 things, like that fast pace, like really get by kind of thing. But like that negative cloud here, like I definitely feel that. I feel like it's just like I don't want to say like, I mean, Seattle definitely has sadness to it.
Yeah.
It for sure is here. Like we have that sadness, and like when the sun comes out, you know, we're like,
You're the whole opposite.
you're like, I didn't know this was me. You're like, wow, this kind of different. But like, I feel like we have that like sad culture here, like with the gray and stuff like that. But I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it. Like when you know the rain season comes back and like it's 40 degrees and it's just busting down rain and you're in the house, like
that's nice.
I kind of fuck with
So
it. Like
yeah.
I love that type of shit. Other places don't really have that. Like they're so fast paced that they don't really get the time to stop and enjoy some things. Whereas here, like, you know, we could be walking to work and we could go a certain route that's gonna get us there at the same time, but it has a better scenic view.
Yeah.
Like it hits different.
Very true. What about you? How has?
You want me to?
If you want, you know, you know, I just before I speak as like a non Seattle native, Seattle culture to me is I don't know. I exist outside of the norm, so I don't actually exist inside of what the rules of Seattle, I would like to say.
Yeah.
Just because I've been able to move throughout like Washington freely. Like I don't feel like there's that much of a luxury in this town to be friends here. It is now, like as the last 5 years, it's been like cool to make friends outside of where you're from. But I've always operated in like, all my homies were in the South End. I went to school in the CD. We used to kick it and go to Spodies in the North, you know.
Yeah.
We would go.
Man,
Busting it.
And you know, I was at Garfield, so we
Busting
were the
it.
fucking Spody capital.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Spody capital.
oh my god, I didn't see so much shit.
I
go
done went to
down.
a couple purple and whites. That's how popping it was.
No, period,
I
bro.
watched Tavares fight at a Spody.
But the thing is, it's
Brother
like,
Evil put the hands
oh,
on me.
yeah.
Brother Evil put the hands on me.
Yeah.
It was cool. I was drunk.
Drunk as
Nobody,
Shit.
nobody was stepping up. Evil was like, "Who's finna box?"
Tell the story for
Bro,
real.
that's a big nig. Like,
So Evel just gets done putting the mitts on somebody prior to this.
It's at 520.
Yeah.
The
oh,
bridge.
you're at the bridge.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're at the
cool.
bridge.
Damn, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
I drove past that shit. I was like, "Whoa." We used to get drunk
Drunk as
faded on
fuck.
a broken
Cops
bridge.
flying, you're somersaulting off of bridges and shit. Like,
I've never seen so many, like, you see kids run down.
Scatter.
There's nowhere to go.
Nowhere to
like
go.
literally breaks.
Yeah.
You gotta pull yourself up there. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're faded at the Spody. This is the first time I met Evil too.
Yes.
Evil's just put the mitts on someone. Was like going crazy. Oh my god, they're boxing at the Spody. Then Evil's like, everybody's like, who's gonna go next? Who's gonna go next? And I was
Drunk.
It was
Hold
I
on.
was lit.
Oh.
This is like hour 2, 3 of the Spody. So we're on
Yeah.
the keg, we're on the cup.
No,
Drunk.
everybody's up at that point.
Yes.
Like, the pre-fuck is done.
Yes, it's like, all right, is a fight gonna happen or are we all out of here? What's the real function tonight?
No.
All you hear is Tavares go, I got it. And me and Tone go, nah, bro, you're kind of drunk, bro. Don't do that, bro. He
Like,
really,
it's cool.
he's not like, Evel hasn't been drinking. He's been boxing. He's not. He had a cup.
You've been taking shots, you've been getting shots.
yeah.
Like, bro, what do
Nah,
you
bro, fuck you guys. I got this.
Oh my
Nobody
gosh.
gonna step up. I got this.
Oh my gosh.
These are the two biggest niggas on
the bridge.
On the bridge.
So
So-
everybody's like, uh-oh.
oh,
like,
it's like, yeah, they
Yeah.
finna box. So they start going at it. Boom, boom, boom. Tavares starts, Evel starts putting the mitts on him.
Bing, pow.
My man.
Bro, Evel was hitting me with combos. I'm not gonna hold you.
bro, he does
Bing. I was like, oh, okay, I'm really lit.
Them
Boom.
motherfuckers
But then they forgot because I had to pink one time. One
I know
time,
exactly what hits he's saying about the
He goes to swing,
Bro.
and slips and gets punched at the same time.
no, yeah, bro.
He like,
He's
And then,
huge,
and then
bro.
I got up. They were like, "Yup, round two." I was like, "Oh shit, this is going."
When you're about to throw up because you're winded, not because you're drunk.
Bro,
like, your alcohol
these
poisoning.
guys, it's going crazy. Everybody's going crazy. There's like, I feel like there's like 100 people.
yes, it's the whole Spody. The
Oh my
entire,
God.
They're like,
everybody who was there is watching this
And I'm
now.
all
at
like,
this point.
I hear Corey in my ear. He's all like,
Are
brother,
you sure?
brother, you good, bro? We could stop at the round 2, bro. So
Like,
just
bro,
throw the
it's
towel.
bad. You don't gotta do it again.
Tone's like, brother, it's not looking good, brother. Stop, bro. And I'm like, hold on, bro. This is my Rocky moment.
Oh my
you're not finna take this from me.
He's shuffling his feet. Hey, what shoes was he wearing?
Ooh.
Like some Air Max 90s or some Converse.
Yeah, I mean the Air Max 90s. Not gonna hold you the teal ones.
He's in many colors, but the thing is, like,
One of the two. They were
Slipping
not
and sliding
sliding.
everywhere. Oh my goodness.
Sliding. I was like, Oh, round 2 started. He was tagging me.
Bro.
Bing, 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 bing. I was like, oh shit, I'm just blocking, but he was not gonna. I wasn't getting down though. You feel me? Any other person getting the ting tings from FL was finna get younger. Like, whoa, they was on the floor like this, but nah, I was drunk. I was like, yo, I'm hitting.
You're eating them.
Bam, bam, bam. Okay, nope, not round 3. I'm good, bro.
Bro, Evel's big as fuck.
Yes.
That's like,
brother. Oh my
bro,
goodness.
this motherfucker told me about how he tried to hop a fence. And like he got his ankle caught and like he broke his shit for sure.
Oh,
his
no.
shit was broke. But like I don't know if he fucked up the fence too. Like they fucked each other up. Like they ran a fade, bro. Like I was like, bro, he's big as hell. But Spodies and shit in high school, I didn't see so much shit at Spodies. Like I can't. My senior year Spodie, like purple and white, like that was the very last one that I went to, and it was just. It was crazy. We were in the middle of Seward Park. Mind you, you know Seward is low-key a hike.
Yes.
You're getting to the middle.
Yes.
So we're like, okay, we're pulling up. You know, we're drunk as fuck. Like, we're ready. We got like 3 bottles. Svedka. Sorry. 17. But
That's an early Seattle. That's another early Seattle. Every young Seattle person drinks either vodka. We're all vodka
I
heavy.
experienced that or like Fireball.
Yes.
Oh my.
I can't do that
Oh my
cinnamon
God.
shit or Jack Daniels. One of the 3.
Lumberjack shit.
Yes.
No.
Are we
Yes.
saying lumberjack?
Yes.
A little bit of lumberjack.
Lumberjack built some planes.
Yes.
Hey, like that shit's crazy.
Like it was fucking sick. We got the spec on deck. We're pulling up. We're like, damn, we ain't there yet. And like the notification was like, follow the arrows on the ground. They made like arrows out of sticks. And we're like, is that an arrow? Is that an arrow? Like, is this an arrow? Like, we're following it and shit. And I'm like, okay, why does it feel like the ground is shaking? Like, it felt like a fucking earthquake. And I was like, bro, like, what's good? We seen a firework. And mind you, we're in the middle of Seward. So, like, you know, there's nothing but trees around. We see a firework go off. We go, oh, we here. We get there. And I kid you not, like, I'm going to show y'all the picture, like, later. But it was at least, like, 200-something kids deep. And it was like kids from like SAS, like everywhere, because they know it's purple and white. They're pulling up. Like Ballard and shit like that. We're in there. That shit is so deep. The first thing I see is like kids break a fucking tree in half. Like one of the thin ones, like break it, snap it, and they're like, oh, 17. And I'm like, you did all that for that? Like,
Yes.
and then like afterwards they were like, we're kind of tired. Yeah. Like, they put it down on the ground. We're just like, what the fuck? There's like 8 fights, like shit's just going down. And like the cops were looking for the Spodie for a minute. But we're in the middle of nowhere, so they're like, we could tell like they were kind of searching and shit like that. And like they all got there and like they looked like they were tired. Like they were like, everybody get the fuck out. And everybody just set off Roman candles and shit like that. Like it was just fucking crazy. Like purple white dances. I be thinking about high school dances.
Man, what a time, what an era in.
No, that was like
town.
that was yike or die. Like that I
All
kid
this
you not,
money
and,
on me.
like, yike or die.
Yike or die. That's my favorite expression of that era.
No, literally, I was.
Yes. Are you a pit bull or are you a nut?
Bro, are you holding your homegirl's hands or not? Like, where
You
you
know how many
grip?
red-nosed pit bulls was bought
Oh my.
after the song dropped?
Bro, shaking their collars.
They were
like,
moving through the city. That's
Bro, yeah, it was fucking yike or die in that shit. Like, I don't know who I thought I was. I know who I was,
Yeah.
but like, I know what it was.
but like, that's all. That all is Seattle culture. Like that, we're like a vibey city. Like if it's a real good function, people will pull up.
They don't care who's there.
They don't care.
Ooh, like,
They eventually will start to care.
Yeah.
They like the party always. There'll be a point where it gets like not fun, but like Seattle by far are the most fun people that I found on the low. It's kind of crazy of like. We have such West Coast energy, but we're also hella sad. So it doesn't matter if it's like a kickback, a big function, a big ass party, the club. Like Seattle, like when we get around a bunch of Seattle heads and it's either hella dancing, hella drinking, and hella like random ass stories.
Yeah.
So I
All of the above.
All of the above. So like,
And someone's sad.
and someone's sad, no, or
Crying in the
puking,
mix,
or
like-
puking on themselves.
That's fucking wild. It takes me back. Like, when I really first started going to functions and shit like that, we were going to Tacoma. And, you know, in Tacoma functions.
I've never been to a Tacoma function.
I don't even know if, like, they have them no more. I feel like I haven't heard of one in a minute. But, like, we were going to
They get
Tacoma
down.
functions. I'll never forget walking in. And I remember this day so clear. Bro, I just got my hair done. I had, like, ombre box braids from black to green. I had on my Air Maxes,
Fire.
my little silver bullets. I was fired up. We walk in. I don't know if you guys, like, listen to Band Gang or, like, if you know of them. But they're, like, out of Detroit, and, like, On a Safe was playing. And we walk in, and all I see is, like, hella little niggas, like, they're young as fuck. No shirts on. T-shirts in hands, moving like this, chains going. And, like, the whole crowd was, like, in sync, just like that. I walked in and I was like, bro, I was like, no, as soon as I came in, like, I did my little $5 fee. I was like, okay, let's see what it's looking like. I got in there and I was like, I seen people just really on the ground and everything. I was like, bro, we are in there tonight. Like, bro, I don't care. Like, I was ready. Like, ooh.
Hopefully this summer. I wanna go to a nice Seattle like function where everyone's dancing, kicking, and drinking.
Yeah.
It's definitely overdue in the town.
I agree. Like, we just need that back for sure.
I'm half fast.
Before I take it out, do you have any plugins that you want to throw in there? Leave the game with a little sauce. Tell them what you got going on.
So I do have some stuff coming out in like 2 weeks, which is exciting. So picking that back up, like I kind of took this year off just to cool down, you know, get my website and everything together. I'm glad that like all that is pieced together. So now it's just like clothes, fun, and people.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. I have some people here that like I plan on working with. Like I'm open to everybody. That's one thing about me too. Like I want people to hit me up. Like, and talk to me about like, you care if like I take some pictures and this and that? Like I don't care at all. Like I'm so open to, I promise you I'm a clean slate. Like everybody can come fuck with me.
Yeah.
So I have some stuff coming out in a little bit. It's exciting. Like it'll be like a little preset for like fall like clothes and stuff like that. But I got like some tees and everything too. So just be on the lookout for that for the most part. Some other stuff, Hurt Gurl Hideout, and like other like series of Hurt Gurl like Hideout to like Hurt Gurl Club, Hurt Gurl Inc. Like everybody just in the mix of that has like good things coming too. So, you know, tap in with the girls on my page and yeah, that's it.
Hell fucking yeah.
You've been grooving with the South. This is KWJT. We got Auntie's Jewels, Corey, Solana, and the gang.